It doesn't matter how many times or how many ways President Trump condemns racism, the media will always lie about what he says.
You say deplorable, I say adorable. For answers, I'm your sorter. Ask a Trump supporter.
President Trump didn't denounce white supremacy in the debates. He is a racist. You are a racist. Whoa, man. You need to calm down, like all the way down. President Trump absolutely denounced white supremacy at the last debate. Let's take a look at the transcript. Wallace, are you willing tonight to condemn white supremacists and militia groups? Trump, sure. Okay, so right there. Wallace asks him if he'll condemn white supremacists, and he answers in the affirmative. There you go. Question answered. So he denounced white supremacy, but what did the headline say? Continuing, Wallace, and to say that they need to stand down and not add to the violence in a number of these cities, as we saw in Kenosha and as we've seen in Portland. Trump, sure, I'm prepared to do it. But I would say almost everything I see is from the left wing, not from the right wing. I'm willing to do anything. I want to see peace. Once again, another fantastic, beautiful, perfect statement. President Trump was asked if people needed to stand down and not add to the violence. And the man said, yeah, he's willing to do anything. He wants peace. Wallace says, then do it, sir. My issue here is that he just did. Like, he already did. And then Biden jumps in and says, do it, say it. And once again, he already said it. And Trump says, what do you want to call them? Give me a name. Wallace says, white supremacists and right-wing militias. At the same time, Biden says, Proud Boys. Then President Trump says, Proud Boys, stand back and stand by. But I'll tell you what, somebody's got to do something about Antifa and the left. I think this is a fine answer, but President Trump told the white supremacist Proud Boys to stand back and stand by. The Proud Boys aren't a white supremacist group? Their leader, Enrique Tarrio, is an Afro-Cuban, and they have many members of different ethnic backgrounds, including African Americans in leadership positions. The Proud Boys recently got together in Utah for a joint press conference with Black Lives Matter, where they condemned white supremacy together. I have no problem whatsoever with the statement that the president made. But later, they said that Trump didn't know who the Proud Boys were. So explain that! Okay, so let me get this straight. You want me to ignore what the president actually said and be outraged over something he never said? Okay, look, I don't normally engage in hypotheticals, but just this once, I'll go into the weeds with you and we'll go hunting for a thought crime together. I don't think there's any argument as to what the definition of stand back is and what he meant when he said stand back, which is basically to step aside and not engage, which of course is a perfectly acceptable command. That brings us to stand by, which is where some of the confusion is coming from. All right, so stand by can mean a couple of different things. Let's go to the dictionary. Stand by has multiple meanings. It can mean to support or remain loyal to someone, typically in a time of need. But normally, if you meant this version of stand by, what you would have said is stand back and stand by me. Because there was no by me in that phrase, I didn't interpret it that way. Stand by can also mean be ready to assist with something. But if I was making a statement and I wanted someone to know that I meant stand by in this form, what I would say is stand back and be on standby. And on standby wasn't in the phrase, so I didn't take it that way either. When it was just stand back and stand by, from the structure of the statement, what makes the most sense is to be present while something bad is happening, but fail to take any action to stop it. And when asked for clarification, The White House cleared up the statement by saying that President Trump meant stand by as in stand down, which I thought was clear, but I guess some folks didn't. In order for you to make the case that President Trump meant stand by as in be on standby, as in be at the ready in case I need you to go in and be racist or something like that, what you have to do is completely ignore the statement that he made before, which is that he condemns white supremacy. And there is no way to misinterpret how he initially answered by saying sure when asked if he would condemn white supremacy. So to say that he refused to condemn white supremacy is an abject lie. Additionally, to take standby as be on standby also means that you have to ignore his second statement where he said, I'm willing to do anything. I want to see peace. When you answer affirmatively that you condemn white supremacy, and then you say, I'm willing to do anything, I want to see peace, to make the leap that his statement that is connected to all that somehow means he loves racism and violence is just the latest attack by the fake news media to distort the man's words. So, no, obviously no. He's not saying, be ready in case I need you to be violent. He's saying stand by as in stand down. Do not engage in any violence, even though others may be doing it. Here's the thing. The press won't stop asking President Trump this question, and he's answered it 1,000,000 times, and he's condemned racists and racism a million different ways. And if I were him, I wouldn't even bother answering the question anymore. They're not asking this question because they want to know the answer. They already know the answer. Chris Wallace knew that there was no reason to ask President Trump this question. He had already asked him this question in 2016 and already had the answer to it. The media won't stop asking President Trump this question because they want to associate him with racism. They want you to believe that there is a reason why they have to keep asking him this question when they know full well there is no reason. As if he hasn't been clear time and time again. It's nothing more than a cheap trick to get you to associate President Trump with something that he has no association with whatsoever. But just for good measure, here's a quick compilation of just a few of the many times he's spoken on this exact issue.
We are a country that stands united in condemning hate and evil in all of its very ugly forms. The anti-Semitic threats targeting our Jewish community and community centers are horrible and are painful and a very sad reminder of the work that still must be done to root out hate and prejudice and evil. About the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally. We condemn in the strongest possible terms this egregious display of hatred, bigotry, and violence. It has no place in America. Racism is evil, and those who cause violence in its name are criminals and thugs, including the KKK, neo-Nazis, white supremacists, and other hate groups that are repugnant to everything we hold dear as Americans. Those who spread violence in the name of bigotry strike at the very core of America. Love for America requires love for all of its people. When we open our hearts to patriotism, there is no room for prejudice, no place for bigotry, and no tolerance for hate. We have it in our power, should we so choose, to lift millions from poverty, to help our citizens realize their dreams, and to ensure that new generations of children are raised free from violence, hatred, and fear. We want our country to be a place where every child from every background can grow up free from fear, innocent of hatred, and surrounded by love, opportunity, and hope. There must be no tolerance for anti-Semitism in America or for any form of religious or racial hatred or prejudice. We must never ignore the vile poison of anti-Semitism or those who spread its venomous creed. With one voice, we must confront this hatred anywhere and everywhere it occurs. We forcefully condemn the evil of anti-Semitism and hate, which must be defeated. In one voice, our nation must condemn racism, bigotry, and white supremacy.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and please share it. You can help us continue to fight in the war against disinformation by donating at paypal.me/rightleftofcenter and at subscribestar.com/rightleftofcenter. I'm Right from Right Left of Center, and if you're watching, you're probably right too.